Good evening. Good evening. I'm Janice Wesley Kelsey. In 1963, I was a participant in the Children's Crusade here in Birmingham. I was arrested and spent 4 days in 3 makeshift jails. I became involved in the movement when I heard friends talking about the mass meetings. What they said to me perked my interest. They talked about the music and how dynamic it was with Carlton Reese on the organ and the choir and all of the well-dressed preachers who could speak really well. And they said there would be a lot of cute boys there. I had to go. Well, when I got to my first mass meeting, it was exactly as it had been described. Church was packed, the preachers were good, the choir was good, and it had a lot of cute boys. But what I learned in that meeting, after talking to James Bevel, who was one of the preachers, I found out that I was really being mistreated. He polled the audience of teenagers and started to ask questions. First, he asked, how many electric typewriters did we have at our school? I know a lot of you are young, so an electric typewriter would be the equivalent of a computer. I said, we have one, but I get to type on it because I'm a good typist. He said, did you know at Phillips High School, they have 3 rooms of electric typewriters. They don't practice on those things that you use. That was my first eye-opening experience that something is wrong with this system. He asked another question about my school. He asked if any of the boys at Ullman played football, and my brother was with me. And he asked, have you ever wondered why your helmets are always blue and white when you get them, but your school colors are green and gray? And my brother said, we always paint them the right colors. He said, but why do they come in that way? We didn't know the answer. And he said, you're getting discards from the white schools. I don't have time to enumerate all of the other examples, but when he finished, I knew I had some work to do. He told us that our parents could not get involved because if they did, they would lose their jobs and there would be no one to take care of us. But we really didn't have anything to lose. After all, we were getting a second-class education, and I agreed with him. So on May 2nd, 1963, I left home with my mind made up. I had my toothbrush, toothpaste, change of underwear, everything I thought I would need for an overnight stay. My mother cautioned me, don't get yourself in any trouble. I don't have money to get you out. I said, yes, ma'am. I didn't tell her I wasn't going. I said, yes, ma'am. That's what she needed to hear. And I was going to school. I just wasn't going to stay. So I got to school, and when the signal was given, I got up and left and walked to 16th Street Church. The experience there was just overwhelming. I don't have time to describe all of that. But after being arrested, and I was in the first wave to be arrested, I guess some of the things that happened following that were just amazing. I had friends who were showered with water hoses at a force of about 100 pounds per square inch. I had a friend who had hair sheared off her head with the force of the water. There were people who had skin broken, blouses torn. There were kids who were bitten by dogs who had to go to the hospital. All of that happened, and finally, after about a week or so, the marches subsided. You're going to give me a signal when it's time, right? Okay. When the marches subsided, I was expelled from school, and a minister whose name was Calvin Woods also had daughters who had been expelled, petitioned the court. An injunction was rendered against the Birmingham Board of Education, and we were reinstated without penalty. We were told that our records would be expunged. I worked for the Birmingham Board of Education 33 years. When I left, it was still there. Um, the thing about the movement, as I kind of try to hurry through this, that really affected me, I guess emotionally for all of these years, is what happened on September the 15th. 16th Street Baptist Church was bombed, and there were people inside, and some of the people who were killed were personal friends of mine. Cynthia Wesley, my maiden name is Wesley. Cynthia and I were friends. She was in the 9th grade, I was an 11th grader. People thought we were sisters. We were not. She had not participated in the demonstrations, and it was very hard for me to wrap my mind around why someone would be killed in Sunday school. I still have problems with that. Another girl who was killed, whose name was Carol Robinson, her father was my band teacher, and so I knew her family. And another little girl, Denise McNair, who was 11, her father was our milkman when they delivered milk and juice to your house, so I knew her family. Addie Collins, I didn't have a personal relationship with her, but she had a sister who was in my brother's class, so I knew about all of them. And I guess I need to just stand momentarily in memory and in honor of those who paid the ultimate price for some of the liberties that we enjoy today. I hope always we will remember what it took to get where we are now, and we've not yet overcome. We still have work to do. Thank you.